Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Get Safe's Guardian Divisions podcast, which is a division of Get Safe's Changing Mindsets podcast. My name is Brad Young. I am the director of the Guardian Division of Get Safe, where we teach workplace safety, de-escalation, and general violence prevention for churches, schools, communities, law enforcement, you name it. We are prepared to teach that. The purpose of, I think, this podcast is a couple different reasons. We have the opportunity to meet a lot of different people that we don't always get to hear their side of the story. And today we have a really interesting opportunity to sit down with Mark Britton Jr. And if I butchered that, by all means, hit me up. And we're at the Kato tribe admin office today because tomorrow we're doing a de-escalation course for the tribe out here. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Tell me, let's start off with your name and, you better than me, so.
All right, my name is Mark Britton Jr. I grew up here, 32 years of age. I have a nickname around here. They call me Doughboy. So I got that nickname from Boys in the Hood. I guess I was a big baby, so ever since then I got that nickname. So if all my friends or if everyone knows me, it's Doughboy. So, but I like to go by Mark professionally now.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. When they told me, it's like, hey, are we doing this podcast today? And they're like, yeah, Doughboy's your guy. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, Doughboy, he's the stage name, and then professional, I go by Mark. So whatever you feel comfortable with, you're good to go.
Hey, man, this is your show. I'm just helping you get it out. So one of the things we want to do is make sure that we get to know you, get to know your community, and then hear what it is that other people never get a peek behind the curtain. This is an opportunity to share your story to whoever decides to listen.
Yeah, like growing up around here, I think I had a very safe childhood growing up around here. And then I would always hear it from other people in town that the res was a really scary and dangerous place out here. But the only time I've ever seen anything go down, it was always someone that didn't live on the res.
What would constitute as scary? Like, what makes it scary?
So, of course, there's parties around here. Everyone has parties on the res. I remember being like a little kid running around parties. Everyone's drinking, but everyone is safe with each other. And then always seeing a fight or two break out, and it's always someone off the res starting it or provoking one of our members out here.
So, what happens when something like that happens? You have an off-reservation person coming on, causing a problem. Who solves that problem?
Like growing up, I think we had tribal police. We had some tribal police around here. And then other than that, like once the fight was over, people would just take the person off the res home because everyone's so close around here that they took them to where they needed to be and not on the res.
So you grew up here?
Yes.
What was growing up on the reservation like? How was that different than growing up in town?
Well, like, I'll give this. My first street I lived on was Acorn Street, and I had two of my aunts, countless cousins, all on one street. So every night we're playing basketball, wiffle ball, football, skating. So we always had someone watching over us that was like the oldest kid around, and we kind of protected each other. The parents knew we were all with each other, so that's pretty much what it was. Street lights.
Sounds a lot like Idaho. I mean, not like Idaho. But yeah, it does. And then you went to Nevada.
Yeah, I lived in Nevada for about 3 months because I wanted to go start a family out there. And then I could not get any work out there. Tried nothing. The only thing they were hiring was fireworks shops, and those were booked out solid. So nobody was hiring out there. So had an opportunity to come back here and get a job at a Sherwood Valley casino, and that it was paid good. I was working graveyard shift, and yeah, just
They were telling me when we were waiting on you to come back up here, and you have good reason for being off work because you have a new bundle of joy.
yep.
Correct?
I just had another daughter, so
So it's thinking about in terms of safety, keeping your baby safe. That's a priority for everybody that's got kids. But in the meantime, while you're on your way back up here, they told me that you are hosting a storytelling.
yeah, we're a digital arts class.
Talk to me about that.
So like I said earlier, like I love movies, love making I love telling my story through images and like videos, sounds, music. That's the way I guess I could express myself better. Yeah, because I'd rather play a song and tell you how I feel instead of using the words to say how I feel.
Okay, it's your mode of expression.
Exactly. Or like show you images of what I see. Like, because everyone looks at a cloud differently.
Yeah.
So
That's a great point.
yeah, so like we all see different things. I'm just showing you what I see through it. And with these kids, I know, especially a lot of the reservation kids, like we don't have that way to say I love you to someone, or we can't express how we feel. So by doing this, I'm trying to show you can get that feeling out some way you can.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing I want to do with these kids.
So you said when I tell my story, I like to do it in images and music and sounds and things like that. You're on camera now. Tell me your story.
Well, obviously, I love sports. Sports was just an escape from like mentally stuff just out here. I mean, I was safe out here, but then again, like you do feel trapped every once in a while, like because you're like the town doesn't accept you here and there, or like you can't get a job because of someone in your family did somebody wrong to their family that they know of, and it just feels trapped. So like sports, no matter what you did, like how hard you worked, everyone was always cheering for you, and I always connected with that. So I try to do that, especially with our younger youth here, any race, especially gender. I love coaching. That's my other passion right there, because just the sports right there is just in a way that we can push ourselves mentally, physically, and it's just So it's just something I could help provide these kids with. That's what I want.
What sports?
So I main sport is football.
Okay.
I love football. Just the physical toll it puts on you is just something I don't know. I can't describe it. It's like you're going to war with these other kids, and then you have those battle memories.
Yeah.
That's like I know there's a couple of kids I grew up with that passed away now, and the best times I would say would be our memories on practice or games or something like that. So I'll always have that.
Now, if I'm out of pocket, by all means, let me know.
No.
But your friends that passed, how did they pass?
One was accident, and then one was a suicide.
Is that a problem on the reservation?
I think we've had one suicide, and that was my cousin Aaron, and I made a digital movie on him, showing that how like he was my hero growing up.
Yeah.
Because we're around each other every day, and he's the older one. He would like be so great at everything he did, and it was just so funny to me, because I was like, no matter how hard I tried or worked out, no matter what, he would always do it without even warming up or anything. And I see that in my brother now, and I guess that's my papa's athleticism that they have. So my grandfather had it. My grandpa Bill, he just passed recently too, and he was our big, like, kept the whole family together. So Aaron had that speed, that athleticism, and now my brother has it, and it's just like, it's like a gift to see him have that now. But again, too, like I see, like he does have like problems, like anger problems and all this stuff, and I do worry about suicide with him because I like you never know what someone's going through, and
That's true.
that's what I'm always like scared if I said the wrong thing to him, or if I don't go up there and say something to him right there, did I miss my chance to save him? And I always go through with that. Same thing with my daughter. She lives with her mother, and like that's hard too because I don't have that safety of knowing what she's doing at any moment.
Yeah.
But when she's out here for the whole school year,
Okay.
and like that, and I'm really thankful for her. So I get to help her with school, sports, her traditional dancing, and I get to be around all the time.
That's great.
So yeah, no.
I don't want to forget. Are the videos that you've made, your highlight reels, the one with your cousin, are they published anywhere? Can people see them?
Well, the one with my cousin, that was like a real personal one, so I just made that on YouTube, but a private one. So if someone wanted to watch it, I could just send them the link to it. But that one was the personal one that I wanted to keep for myself. But the other ones I post on there. Most of it is either funny or like video games, just stuff like that happy.
So
Yeah.
do you have a channel then?
Yes, I do.
Can you share your channel?
Yeah, it's Raider Doe 22 Raiders for the Las Vegas Raiders, diehard Raider fan. I don't know, something about them Raiders. I identify with them.
You know you're in Northern California.
Exactly. I don't know. Well, with the Raiders, like growing up, all you do is watch sports highlights and stuff, and the Raiders were always that dirty team that was cheating and stuff like that. But I didn't see them that way. I always see them like they always picked up the team that no one wanted, and then sometimes I do feel that way. So that's in that way I identify as a Raider.
I get
So
no
yeah.
judgment. I'm not from California, so I have no loyalty to California teams.
No,
period. So
well, nowadays it's so hard to just like one team because every team is so good, and then like you got just the stars on different teams that you want to buy their jerseys, but then again, you buy their jersey and 2 days later they get traded to a different team. So
price goes up.
Yep.
Price goes up.
But yeah, no.
Okay, so go say it again. Say your handle again. Raiders.
Oh, it's Raider Doe 22. Raider, like Las Vegas Raiders, and then Doe, DOUGH 22.
Because of Doughboy.
Mm-hmm, Doughboy, yep.
All right, and I'll actually throw that on the screen
Okay,
and post
yeah.
so that people can see it, and I'll link it to whatever we.
Yeah, that's
do with
what
this.
I used to do too. Is I would go live on Twitch with the same handle, and have my daughter watch me play. So she would be in Nevada, but I'll be out here, and I'd call her on the phone and be like, "What do you want me to do? You want me to walk around and go do this and do that?" She's like, "Yeah, do that, do this." So I would go live on Twitch for her, so she could watch me play video games.
No, that's one way to connect.
Mm-hmm.
So at Get Safe, we believe that communication and connection equals safety.
Yes.
So if I'm connected to you and we're communicating, then our ability to be and stay safe goes up. So we want to be safe with Get Safe to stay safe, right? So the things that you're talking about, whether it be, you said something that actually struck a chord about could I have said something?
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about your cousin, and that's a really difficult hurdle to overcome when you're a survivor and somebody that's close to you is taking their own life. It's hard. Overall, on the reservation, is that an issue that other people have to experience as well?
I think we get caught up too, like in our own heads, like, oh, I don't want to look weak.
Sure.
No one wants to look weak, but it's so hard to be like, get that over that. Hey, I love you. That's so hard. Like growing up, that was so hard to do. I had never told my mom, I never told my dad, my sister, nobody that. And then like when you get a girlfriend or stuff, obviously you get to say that, but you get to say it now, and you put too much into that because you're finally saying I love you to someone.
Interesting thought.
That's how I grew up. So and I remember when my cousin passed, we had his funeral on the day of my our homecoming football game. So we buried my cousin, and we played football, and we won that game. And I scored the only 2 touchdowns. I remember that game. It's football, emotional. You're going through it, the pain, but I was numb that whole game.
Mm.
And I remember after the game, I said, I told my mom I loved her for like the first time, and went to a school dance after that. Just still numb.
I tell you, it's tragedy tends to pull people together that normally just don't come together. I've unfortunately seen a lot of suicide in my life, but what I've noticed is that when it happens, people that don't normally connect all of a sudden have something to connect about. So through tragedy, we tend to find bonds of connection. Put you on the hot seat, and if you don't know the answer to the question, that's fine, because I don't know the answer to the question either.
Yeah.
Give me 3 things of historical and traditional importance to the Kato tribe.
Kato tribe. Let's see. Well, my grandpa would tell me stories all the time, but like, kid, you're playing and you don't really listen, which I regret. Like, I'll always regret not like listening. But let's see. I know we had some land, I would say west towards the ocean, that we did give up, that we didn't really fight for. I guess I'm not really entirely sure with the history about that, but we did have land over at the beach, and I'm not sure if it was like we giving it up or if someone bought it from us and we just let it go. Same with the trout farm over here. We could have purchased that and we didn't. That's like the main things I really know about.
Okay.
And I'm learning more too while I'm working up here.
Look, you're in a really unique position to tell the story of your tribe through your art of videography and creation. And as somebody that enjoys watching movies, especially things that are historically true, I that's something I 100% watch.
Yeah, bibliographies, autobiographies, everything, like just like personal stories I love. So, and then with that too, I was like, I want to get the facts right, so I can't just make something be like, oh wait, I didn't. That didn't really happen. So that's the thing too. I'm like, okay, I got to make sure this is how it really went down before we make something like that.
Sorry, I got to check the time. We're good. We have actually. No, we're good. We have a couple more minutes. You have to understand that people don't understand what they don't know.
Exactly.
Which is what happens when you encounter something you've never seen before. It scares you because, like, I don't know if this is a threat. I don't know if this is a friend. I don't know what it is. And so, right, wrong, or indifferent, there is portrayals in cinema, in TV, books, and whatever, of a certain stereotypical image of tribal members.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you see it misrepresented on screen?
Well, I usually watch like the old westerns with my grandfather in Covelo, and for some, Gunsmoke.
Okay.
Love Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke is. We watched a couple of Rawhide episodes, but Gunsmoke is just so good. You can't go wrong with Gunsmoke.
So how do you feel? Is it an accurate representation of tribal life on the reservation?
I don't know. There's a couple of things I do see on there that are pretty comical.
Okay.
But some of it I'm like, well, it looks like legit.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't really like have a problem with the things like you see on TV about that. I mean, in my eyes, at least we're getting some kind of recognition.
Okay. Well, which was my next question. How do you feel about mascots being Chiefs, Redskins, Blackhawks, etc.?
Well, that's the thing with sports too. Like sports, they're the Washington Redskins to me.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with wearing the Redskins shirt. I'm a Raider fan, but that Indian guy on that logo, I'll wear it.
Okay.
It's just that's the thing too. Like it gets mentioned that there are Native Americans. That's how I see it. Like I don't see it as like offensive. Like the Cleveland Indians, I got cousins with tattoos of that on there. The movies on there were funny. So
you're just happy to see representation.
I'm happy to see any kind of representation on it. I mean, they're not really see that. I mean, the Indians one, the Cleveland Indians one, is smiling, but they're not like making it in a joke. I mean, the team that used to wear that, they wore it proudly. The Cleveland people wore it proudly.
All right. Hey, look, I don't have a dog in this fight, so I'm just asking questions so that I know.
Yeah.
It's
No,
important
as
to know.
long as I mean, if I could see a representation of Native American, I'm happy.
Okay.
At
What's
least
that
we're
behind
not. Right here?
you?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, growing up, like I never danced or nothing like that. I went to powwows and stuff like that, but I never really understood them. So now with my daughters, my kids, I'm full diving into it. I want them to know this because I don't know this.
Yeah.
The only thing I know about my culture really is like how to treat people, respect our elders. Just it's just I don't know, like I never really was into the dancing, regalia making, anything like that. Like why we do this, why we do that. But I'm like like I'm going straight into it. I want to know. I want them to know.
Were you at the soap root brush making clinic today?
Yeah, I actually recorded. I'm supposed to make a YouTube video for that.
Now you can answer my questions. What kind of brush is a soap root brush? Like, what is the purpose of that brush?
Well, he had a couple purposes for it. One was like if you had like a box of acorns or something, like you're getting out the bugs or something, like you could brush that out, or I guess you could brush through your hair with it. He was talking about it's a brush for everything pretty much. No, I was recording and my middle kid, my 2-year-old, he was running wild.
That's
So
what 2-year-olds do.
I was trying to record and chase and help with the baby. So
Do you have any background on the tribal logo?
no.
No. It's very interesting looking, and I don't see it in here, but I'll take a picture and add it.
Oh yeah, the logo. I guess the ones in the hall are sideways, but it's supposed to be straight up and down.
Mm.
So with that, I'm like, okay, is it supposed to be up and down, or is it supposed to be sideways? Because I see two here.
That's a very good question.
That's the thing too. So I was like,
Very good.
I mean, I'm glad our tribe is like on the path to like where we need to be, but sometimes it does feel like we missed a couple steps.
Great. Last question. Let's assume that 5 million people watch this. It'd be incredible. What is the one thing you want them to know about your tribe? One thing that like it matters. Like if they were like, oh, we want to support this or we want to know this. What is the one thing? If you had one opportunity, not to quote Eminem, if you had one opportunity, what is it that you want the world to know?
One thing I would like them to know, let's see, there's so many things I could say. Like the one thing that comes to mind is we're trying to. Things like there's a couple things like I want to say. So there's one thing I want to say is that we're trying our best to help our own people. I know that, and we do care what people say about our tribe, and we're trying to be as positive as we can be out here.
Okay.
And it wouldn't be just us. We're trying to get involved with all the tribes that we can around here, because I know we got different members on our work staff here that are from different tribes. So I would say the one thing I guess would be is dang, like that we're open to have like people come in and help us whenever we need help.
Okay. Hey, I'm here.
Yeah,
What you like? What kind of music you listen to?
I listen to everything.
All right. Well, when this is over, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I already told you that's my last question. So.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate your time. Where can people find you if you have a social media presence? If you want them to follow you or to watch your stuff, where where and what do they look for?
Well, I do make medallions, like beaded medallions and stuff. I just started that with my wife, and we make just like not really traditional beads,
Sure.
but just like logos. I definitely love anime.
Okay.
So you're gonna see it like we made a Dragon Ball Z one and all that stuff. That would be Britton beads.
Britton beads. Is that on Instagram?
Facebook.
Britton beads on Facebook.
Britton beads, and that's a beads with a Z.
Beads with a Z. BRITTON
And
BEADS or
Z.
DEADZ on
Britton
Facebook.
beads on Facebook, and then Raider Doe on Raider Doe 22 on Twitch and YouTube.
On Twitch and YouTube. Great. Well, let's see what we can do about getting some action to your channel. All right, buddy. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem, man.
All right,
Thank
bye.
you.
I said bye.